and we'll start with Ayda. How are you today?
Good.
Great. Let's stand closer to the stage, I think. Yeah, great. Did you have to come far to get here today?
No.
Exactly.
Just like a 30-minute drive. Yeah.
Great. Tell us the name of your piece.
Restoration.
Restoration, and why is it called that?
Because the first section, the chords are kind of clashy and mushy, and then it sounds like it gets restored in the second section, where the chords are more like generic and happy.
That's quite sophisticated and a lot to be doing in 30 seconds. Do you study music?
I take music as a subject at school, yeah, and I'm doing a lot of the music co-curriculars, yeah.
Great. And what do you play?
Cello, piano, and I sing as well.
So many multi-instrumentalists in the group, actually. It shows, your command of the instruments. Was there an instrument you were writing for the first time in this piece?
Yeah, quite a lot. Like most of the woodwinds and the brass I'd never written for before,
right.
So that was new.
Yeah, and what was that like, writing for those instruments?
Interesting. I learned that the clarinet has like a breaking point in the middle, so you don't really want to do like runs and stuff crossing the breaking point.
Yes, well, there are all kinds of tricks about what to do with the clarinet to cross the break, which you're learning.
Yeah.
Just don't make them do it very often, Great. Have you written for orchestra before?
I've tried.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my first proper composition for orchestra, where I had to focus on whether the instruments could actually play what I was writing.
What was it like recording it with the orchestra?
Really great. Like listening to Sibelius and like the computer instruments is nothing like listening to like a live orchestra play your music. So that was really fun.
That's right. Sibelius being the software that a lot of people use these days, to computer generate sounds. But it doesn't tell you the truth about whether something's, going to sound good or is playable. Is there anything you want us to know about the piece before we hear it?
Not really. Just maybe listen to how it's like clashy at first and then it sounds like it's been restored in the second half.
That's why it's called restoration,
Yeah.
huh? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Thank you so much. Great. Now, unlike a lot of the composers today who have not heard their pieces in public yet, in front of an audience, I think you have.
Oh, yes.
That's right. Do you want to tell us when that was?
It would be a couple of weeks ago now, maybe 2 or 3, at the Art Gallery of New South Wales in Sydney. They played the Fanfare there as a replacement for the Bell Q. So because that was in Sydney and that's where I'm from, I was able to actually go and visit the art gallery at the time of the concert and hear it being played as the replacement for the Bell Q, which was just quite something.
Was it?
Yeah, for sure.
What was the concert?
It was part of the concert series that the art gallery do called Resonate. And it was the Omega Ensemble just performing a few chamber works and a premiere of a chamber opera that night by the bassoonist of the group. So yeah.
Yeah, it was quite something. It was a room of about 200 to 300 people actually. It was a very fancy art gallery.
Yeah.
So yes, we've got a composer who has now had the opportunity to hear the work in effect in front of an audience. Tell us the name of the piece.
So my fanfare is called Fanfare for the Hidden Call.
And I'm sure now everybody's wondering why.
Yeah, so I took the bell cue or the call and I just put that into the music but covertly, so it's hidden. That's why the piece is what it's called.
Right, so you're going to hear like an orchestral simulation of the bells, in fact. Yeah, great. Now, what was it like writing for orchestra?
It's challenging, but it is worthwhile, and it's quite an enjoyable and rewarding experience, just because you have to consider so many instruments, the relationship between all the instruments, and doublings of instruments or lack thereof, and like the effects and stuff. So just, it's not as easy as saying I'm going to put these notes in the clarinet. There's so much more that you have to think about what's going on at the time. Will that actually come through? Am I going to put that somewhere else in the same instrument or different instrument? Just lots, very, very delicate, I think is the word.
Yes. Everything you choose has an effect on the sound. That's the way I'd say it. And I must say, you know, as a composer, it's a lifelong learning. An orchestra is such a flexible, powerful instrument that you never finish learning, you know, how to work best with it. So, welcome to the journey. Okay, well, let's have a listen to it.